Well, let's start with kind of a fun thing today, and you're wearing the logo. There's been, a lot of fan anticipation about this logo and style coming back. What do you think of the old flying whale drop?
Yeah, I think it looks good. For us, I don't put a lot of time and thought into the uniform that we're wearing that night. I think we have some of the best colors and uniforms in all of hockey. But it was interesting, and I think it looks good.
Were you a jersey guy when you were younger? When you were
Not so much, more of a traditionalist, and that's why I love our jersey. I think it's iconic, and it's right up there with the greats in all of hockey at all levels.
Thanks.
So your team's had some impressive games and some maybe not so impressive. You've shown how you can play when your team straps her down and wants to, can manage to play that way. But would you say there's been enough of that? Would you like?
No, I don't think so. I think our start to this young season has been uneven. Lots of inconsistency. I think where I do see consistency is in our level of effort, our try, our compete. But the details in our game aren't at the level where we know they can be. And certainly when we see them, it's not for long enough periods. So we're aware of that. We're not, we're not walking away from the fact that we can play a whole lot better. And all of that said, I think when you look around the league, there's a few teams that have created a little bit of separation. We're right there. But if we want to get to where we want to get to, we got to start taking care of the details in our game, and it's got to show up night in, night out. It can't be intermittent. It's got to show up every day, and we're quite aware of where we're at. We're also aware of the level we need to get to.
30th in the league in shots allowed per night. I'm sure your stats right down there, and goals against as well.
Yep. I think they're interrelated, don't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Got to start there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And for us, we were talking this morning in the coaches room on exactly those parts of our game that have to improve. And, I think it has to improve right from the drop of the puck. And it has to show up for an entire period, and that's where I go back to that consistency. We've shown good spells, but we're not where we want to be. Part of that is limiting what we're giving up. We feel we're going to score enough. We've always felt that, but there's ways we can be better in other parts of our game.
Jay, a couple of days off. I'm not sure if it was completely void of hockey, but how did you try to use that to your advantage, and how do you think the guys responded? Well,
I think we went through a pretty busy period there, and our travel was, we had 4 games in 6 nights, basically 5.5 nights, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't staying in one part. It was getting in late at night and whatnot. So I think taking a little reset after the win in Florida allowed everybody to take a little deep breath. We traveled properly yesterday, and we had a good practice today. And we're preparing for a divisional opponent in a very competitive, very game LA Kings team. So how did we use it? We used rest to our advantage, and we're trying to prepare for a team that's directly in front of us. So we know how important the game is tomorrow, and I thought today was a good step in the right direction to prepare for them.
So last year, your team kind of really figured it out defensively down the stretch and through the playoffs. You were really tightened up that part of the game. The start of this season is that a natural process where at the start of every season it's a little has to be tightened up, or is this maybe personnel related? There's some different bodies back there.
Well, I don't think we went into the season expecting that. the season is playing out the way it's playing out, and we have to react accordingly to it. The bottom line is we have to tighten up. We have to put import and emphasis on the starts of games. We have to value the amount of shots that we're giving up. We have to improve on the penalty kill. There's areas to our game that we got to get better at. The good news is, and I go back to the start of Mark's question, the good news is that we've demonstrated a competitiveness, a will to win, a finding a way to win. I think our level of simplicity and our effectiveness on the road where we're 5-2, we got to bring that home. And we got to figure out a way to make this the toughest arena in the National Hockey League to come into. We've done that in the past. We got to do it again. And I think that comes down to a level of consistency and building a level of consistency in your game. For me, I also said this in Mark's question, was the league. You look around the league and the way it's going right now, for me, the teams that are going to figure it out over this next month are going to be the ones that truly separate. And to me, for us, it starts with a good effort versus divisional opponent tomorrow in LA.
So Jack Campbell, when he's at the top of his game, is pretty elite goalie. He showed it at the start of last season. So what's the best strategy to get him back there? Is it like keep throwing him into the fire until he gets it, or to give him a little bit of time away to iron some stuff out in practice?
Well, we're allowing him that space to work at his game. I think, and this is just me, but my belief is that confidence is earned, and it's earned through your preparation. It's earned through your work in practice. And when you start to feel good about yourself, I think it translates into games. I think Jack, is similar to our team right now. He's looking for a level of consistency in his game. He has the support of his teammates, support of his coaching staff. We know that there's more there. And, he's working his way towards building some consistency in his game.
And sorry, to Kyler Yamamoto, just an update on when he...
Yeah, he wasn't out there in practice today. He's day-to-day. Yeah, day-to-day. Yep. Good. Thanks, guys.